స్టార్ట్ చేసుకోండి.
స్లైడ్స్ మారుస్తాను. అవ్వట్లేదు, స్లైడ్స్ అవ్వట్లేదు,
సార్ స్లైడ్స్ కంటిన్యూ
స్లైడ్ అవ్వట్లేదు.
బయటకు వస్తాను. అవుతుంది అవుతుంది ఇంకా గిరి స్లైడ్ మారట్లేదు. వచ్చింది. ఓకే
స్టార్టెడ్. Good morning, students. Today we will conclude the breast topic. Already last class I discussed about epidemiology, about various risk factors causing carcinoma of the breast, clinical features, and imaging modalities of breast cancer. Already I covered this sentinel TNM staging and classification of breast cancer. Just to recap the topic. TNM classification and staging. What is TX? It is nothing but the primary tumor which cannot be accessed. T0, no evidence of primary tumor. TAS is carcinoma of the in situ, also covered Paget's disease. Under T1, subdivided into 1A, 1B, 1C. Usually remember, T1 means 2 centimeters or less in greatest dimension. T2 means 2 to 5 centimeters of size of the lump. T3 greater than 5 centimeters. So T1, 2 centimeters or less than 2 centimeters. Under T1 again divided into T1A, 0.5 centimeters or less than. T1B is 0.5 to 1 centimeter. T1C is 1 centimeter to 2 centimeters. Just remember T1 means 2 centimeters or less than 2 centimeters. T2, 2 to 5 centimeters. T3, tumor size greater than 5 centimeters. Coming to T4, it includes tumor of any size with either extension to the skin or chest wall. So subdivided into 4A, 4B, 4C and 4D. Under 4A, extension to the chest wall. 4B, involvement of the skin. Various skin changes includes edema, to the orange, or any ulceration of the skin, or any satellite lesions, that is skin nodules. 4C, it covers both 4A and 4B. 4D includes inflammatory carcinoma of the breast, which is very aggressive. Coming to the lymph node status, NX means the regional lymph nodes cannot be accessed. What that means? That is, for example, it might be previously removed or operated. N0 means no regional lymph nodal metastasis. N1 includes mobile lymph nodes, that is metastasis to the ipsilateral axillary lymph nodes which are mobile. Remember, mobile ipsilateral lymph nodes included under N1. N2 means matted ipsilateral lymph nodes. But N2A and 2B means, remember that metastasis to ipsilateral axillary nodes which are fixed to one another or to the other structures comes under 2A. 2B is metastasis only in the clinical apparent ipsilateral internal membrane nodes. So remember that ipsilateral mobile axillary lymph nodes comes under N1. Ipsilateral matted axillary lymph nodes comes under N2. N3 means subdivided into 3, 3A, 3B, 3C. 3A includes metastasis to ipsilateral infraclavicular lymph nodes. 3B is mets to ipsilateral internal mammary and axillary lymph nodes. Okay, see, 2B is ipsilateral internal mammary nodes. 3B includes both internal mammary and axillary lymph nodes ipsilateral. 3C is ipsilateral supraclavicular lymph nodes. Coming to the metastasis, that is distant metastasis. MX means distant metastasis which cannot be accessed. M0, no distant metastasis. Obviously, M1 is distant metastasis. So this is the group staging. Stage 0, TIS. N0, M0. T1 is T1. N0, M0. T2A. Either T0, T1 or T2. N1 with no meds. N1 or N0. T2B is T2 N1 M0. T3 N0 M0. Similarly, stage 3 is divided A, B and C. Under A, 3A or either T0, T1, T2 with N2 nodes M0. If T3 associate with N1 or N2 nodes with M0 comes under 3A. Under 3B, T4, either N0, N1 or N2 with no meds. 3C is NET with N0, sorry, N3 with M0. So N3 means 3C. 4 means with any meds comes under 4th stage. So stage 1 and 2 comes under treatment of early breast cancer. 3A and 3B. 3C comes under locally advanced breast cancer. Stage 4 comes under metastasis. So now coming to the treatment of carcinoma of the breast, usually divided into early breast cancer, locally advanced breast cancer and metastasis as discussed before. So this early breast cancer covers stage 1, 2A and 2B, early breast cancer. So what is the main modality of the treatment for early breast cancer? First, we will do the surgery. Mainly, we will prefer breast conservative surgery or modified radical mastectomy, followed by adjuvant therapy. Adjuvant means after the surgery, the treatment that you will give to the patient, that is called adjuvant therapy. Under adjuvant therapy, you will give chemotherapy, radiotherapy and hormonal therapy. Okay. In detail, what is breast conservative therapy? The various indications of breast conservative surgery. If the lump size is less than 4 centimeter, second point is very important. Remember, clinically, it should be negative axillary lymph nodes. Okay. And there should be an adequate size of breast and volume in order to allow proper radiotherapy to the breast after the surgery. These are the various indications of breast conservative surgery. Coming to the breast conservative surgery, it is ideally done as a wide local excision, otherwise called as wide local excision, with a clearance margin of 1 centimeter, along with axillary dissection through a separate incision in axilla, called as breast conservative surgery. It is nothing but a wide local excision with a clearance margin of 1 centimeter, along with axillary dissection. So, axillary dissection, it should be done once the sentinel lymph node biopsy comes positive. Okay. What are the various contraindications for breast conservative therapy? Divided into absolute and relative contraindications. Under absolute contraindications, 2 or more primary tumor in the separate quadrant, called as multicentricity. Past history of therapeutic radiation of the breast, as discussed in the risk factors. First and second trimester of pregnancy. And if there is any non-availability of radiotherapy, these are the absolute contraindications for breast conservative therapy. So, relative contraindications are any history of collagen vascular diseases, large tumor to breast ratio, suppose tumor size is greater than 5 centimeters, patient preference, tumor location just beneath the nipple, and focally positive margins. These are the various relative contraindications for breast conservative therapy. What are the various surgical considerations regarding the breast conservative surgery? The incisions amenable for the future modified radical mastectomy. Peripheral lumps, we will give transverse incision directly over the lump instead of subareolar incisions. No drain for lumpectomy site. Try and keep the axilla and wide local excision incisions should be different. I will show you in the next slides. And try to dissect level 1 and 2 axillary dissection should be carried out. So, here preoperatively we marked the lump in the upper outer quadrant. After cleaning and draping, see separate incisions we have given transversely directly over the lump. Separate incisions just at the base of the axilla for axillary dissection. Separate incisions we have given. So after removal of the lump at the level of the pectoral fascia with clear margin of 1 centimeter. So this is the cut section of the lump. We will send for histopathological examination after marking. After axillary clearance of level 1 and 2 lymph nodes, closure of both the sides separately, no drainage to the lump surgical site, but we will put the drain to the axillary incision for drainage. Coming to management of axilla, the axillary lymph node dissection provides accurate staging, prognostic information, guides adjuvant chemotherapy after the surgery. It also maintains the local control. Then, after completing the breast conservative surgery, what is radical mastectomy? Introduced by Halsted in 1894. This is, by definition, it is a removal of lump with complete breast, overlying skin, along with that pectoralis major and minor muscles, with axillary clearance in block. Okay. We will remove the lump of the breast along with that complete breast, overlying skin, nipple areolar complex, including that. Major and pectoralis major minor muscles also will be removed. Axillary clearance in block, hence called radical mastectomy, introduced by Halsted. What is modified radical mastectomy? So, actually, regarding the radical mastectomy and modified radical mastectomy, there is no much difference in disease-free or survival, but better cosmetic and functional results after the modified radical mastectomy. So what is the standard treatment for operable breast carcinoma? Modified radical mastectomy. 3 types of procedures are there under modified radical mastectomy: Patty, Scanlon, Auchincloss. Nowadays we will follow Auchincloss method. What is Patty? In that procedure, pectoralis minor is divided. Under Scanlon, it is divided again repaired. But in Auchincloss, just we will retract the pectoralis minor. So in Patties, it is divided completely. Scanlon, even it is divided, we will repair it after the procedure, after the removal of the lymph nodes. In the under Auchincloss, this pectoralis minor simply it is retracted. And so in modified radical mastectomy, superiorly, we will go till the level of inferior border of clavicle. Medially, up to lateral border of sternum. Laterally up to anterior border of the latissimus dorsi muscle. Inferiorly, we will extend up to superior extent of rectus sheath. Posteriorly, at the level till the level of the pectoralis fascia, so that we will remove complete removal of the breast. Superiorly, inferior border of the clavicle. Inferiorly extend superior extent of the rectus sheath. Medially lateral border of sternum. Laterally to the anterior border of latissimus dorsi muscle. Posteriorly till the level of pectoral fascia. Along with that, removal of the complete removal of the breast, axillary treatment, followed by reconstruction, breast reconstruction. So what are the various structures that you will remove in the modified radical mastectomy? Means whole breast, large portion of the skin along with nipple areolar complex with fat and fascia, level 1 and level 2 lymph nodes of the axilla. These are the structures to be removed. What are the structures that you will spare in modified radical mastectomy? Axillary vein, Bell's nerve called long thoracic nerve of Bell, nerve to the latissimus dorsi. Axillary vein, Bell's nerve, nerve to the latissimus dorsi. So what is Pattis procedure? An elliptical incision is made from the medial aspect of second and third intercostal space, enclosing the nipple areola and tumor, extending lateral into the axilla along the anterior axillary fold. This is the incision. After giving incision, upper and lower margin skin flaps are raised. Upper at the level of the lower border of clavicle, as discussed before. Lower up to the level of anterior sheath rectus, anterior rectus sheath, medially. Breast with the tumor is raised. We will start from the medial aspect of the pectoralis major muscle. The dissection will be proceeded laterally with ligating the pectoralis vessels. Once the dissection reaches the axilla, that is after the removal of the lump, the lateral border of the pectoralis muscle is cleared with level 1 nodes first. Then minor is, as before I said, in the Pattis it is divided from the coracoid process in order to clear the level 2 lymph nodes. So level 2 usually lies behind the pectoralis minor. So level 1 lateral and level 3 medial to the minor. So later from the apex of axilla, after removing the level 2 nodes, level 3 will be cleared. So finally, what you will preserve? Mainly axillary vein, Bell's nerve, nerve to the serratus anterior and nerve to the latissimus dorsi. Along with that, we will preserve intercostobranchial nerve, cephalic vein and major muscle. So then wound is closed with the drainage. So this is the diagrammatic representation after the removal of the lump. See, various structures that you have preserved is thoracodorsal bundle, that is artery, vein. Next, we will retract the pectoralis. Sorry, here they have retracted the pectoralis major, and we have kept the drainage anterior to the pectoralis major muscle after the removal of the lump. Along with that, long thoracic nerve is also preserved. Axillary vein is also preserved. Okay. So last time, first class, one student asked about the total mastectomy complications. Okay. The various complications after modified radical mastectomy, the first most common is seroma, usually constitutes 50 to 70%. Winged scapula, this is due to damage to Bell's nerve, that is long thoracic nerve. Shoulder dysfunction, in 10% of cases, pain in 30%, and numbness constitutes nearly 70% due to damage to the intercostobrachial nerve, flap necrosis or infection, lymph edema after the lymph nodal dissection constitutes nearly 15%. So there might be an injury or thrombosis to the axillary vein. If there is any damage to the medial and lateral pectoral nerves, pectoral muscles get atrophied. Due to injury to the thoracodorsal nerve, weakening of internal rotation and abduction of the shoulder. Okay. Coming to what is adjuvant therapy. After the surgery, post-operative radiotherapy should be given. After breast conservative therapy, definitely it should be followed by post-operative radiotherapy. We have to give to breast and the chest wall. This post-operative radiotherapy after MRM, we will give in high-risk patients. Like if there is any family history, lymph nodal status, which is a bad prognostic factor. There is any involvement of lymph nodes greater than 5. And along with that radiotherapy, we will give chemotherapy in order to control the systemic disease, that is for control of the multicentricity. CMF, the various regimens that you will commonly use are CMF and CAF regimens. Among these two, CAF is best compared to that of CMF. Cyclophosphamide, methotrexate, 5-fluorouracil, that is CMF regimen. Then cyclophosphamide, adriamycin, 5-fluorouracil, that is CAF regimen. Various taxanes like paclitaxel, docetaxel can also be used. So I have completed radiotherapy and chemotherapy after BCS or MRM. Along with that, if the patient is ER/PR status positive, we will give hormonal therapy at least for 5 years. In premenopausal women, you will give tamoxifen 20 mg per day for 5 days. In postmenopausal women, we will give letrozole 2.5 mg OD for 5 years. Others we can try in postmenopausal. LHRH agonist, luteinizing hormone, releasing hormone agonist, gocirelin 3.6 mg for 38-day cycle for 2 years, or ovarian or pituitary ablation. So this is, remember, premenopausal tamoxifen will be given, the postmenopausal letrozole, which is a aromatase inhibitor. So remember these two. In hormonal therapy, we will give at least for 5 years. Then follow-up. There should be a regular follow-up with clinical examination, ultrasonography of the breast and axilla, or mammography. Along with that, liver functional test, chest X-ray, ultrasonography abdomen, in order to evaluate for metastasis. And radioisotope bony scan and CT chest and abdomen will be done only if needed. Okay. So I completed about early breast cancer. The next stage, is locally advanced breast cancer treatment. Usually under this local advanced breast conservative breast cancer, stage 3A, 3B and 3C are included. What is the treatment that you will give? First, we will give neoadjuvant chemotherapy. Usually 2 to 3 cycles we will give, followed by mastectomy. That is modified radical mastectomy or breast conservative surgery, followed by further 3 cycles of chemotherapy. Within 6 weeks of surgery, we have to complete it. followed by radiotherapy and hormonal therapy in a sequential manner. Okay. So under this locally advanced breast cancer, you will give first, not the surgery first, neoadjuvant chemotherapy, usually 2 to 3 cycles, followed by mastectomy, followed by completion of those 4 to 3 cycles, then followed by radiotherapy and hormonal therapy as sequential. And when you will give the trastuzumab, if the patient is HER2/neu positive, then trastuzumab can be given. What is neoadjuvant chemotherapy? First of all, the neoadjuvant chemotherapy helps us in downstaging the disease by cytoreduction. So remember, it downstages so that we can do it is making unoperable breast cancer to operable breast cancer. So that is called downstaging the disease. Also controls micrometastasis first, which will be present mostly in the locally advanced breast cancer. Allows the chemosensitivity and also provides systemic chemotherapy. Remember, by giving this neoadjuvant chemotherapy, it downstages the disease and controls the micrometastasis. So treatment concept in metastatic carcinoma of the breast usually improves quality of life, relieve the pain of secondaries like bone and lungs, relieve neurological problems like convulsions, space-occupying cranial problems, and various other symptomatic relief. So under this metastatic carcinoma stage 4, it will be included. It is only a palliative type of treatment. We can give hormonal therapy, chemotherapy, radiotherapy to bone, brain, chest wall, spinal, secondaries. If there is any advanced axillary lymph nodes also, radiotherapy is preferred. If there is metastasis to bone, brain, chest wall and spine and axillary lymph nodes, radiotherapy is preferable. Suppose when the breast lump gets infiltrated to skin and with fungated, palliative mastectomy, also called toilet mastectomy, we will do. Hormonal, chemo, radio therapy with toilet mastectomy if needed. So, early breast cancer, first we will do surgery, breast conservative surgery or modified radical mastectomy, followed by radiotherapy with chemotherapy and hormonal therapy. In locally advanced breast cancer, neoadjuvant chemotherapy at least for 2 to 3 cycles, followed by surgery, MRM or BCS, followed by rest of the 3 cycles of chemotherapy, followed by radiotherapy and hormonal therapy. In metastasis, palliative treatment. So small notes on chemotherapy. In case of carcinoma of the breast, what is adjuvant chemotherapy? Nothing but administration of the various cytotoxic drugs to women after the breast cancer surgery in the hope of eliminating clinically undetectable distant spread. So adjuvant chemotherapy we will give to the patient only after the breast cancer surgery. What is neoadjuvant chemotherapy? Refers to administration of cytotoxic drugs to downstage the disease, that is to reduce the locoregional tumor burden to make it better amenable for surgical resection. Usually it can be possible either after 2 or 3 cycles of chemotherapy. Once again I will repeat, neoadjuvant chemotherapy means administration of cytotoxic drugs before the surgery to downstage the disease, that is to reduce the locoregional tumor burden to make it better amenable for surgical resection. What is palliative chemotherapy? used in stage 4, that is advanced and metastatic carcinoma of the breast. Symptomatically, palliative means symptomatically we will do treatment. Various indications of chemotherapy. So whenever there is nodal positive patients, primary tumor more than 1 centimeter size, there is any presence of poor prognostic signs of any tumor vascular or lymphatic invasion, high nuclear and histological grading, HER2 or new overexpression, negative hormonal receptor status, that is ER, PR negative status, or HER2 positive. So bad prognostic means ER, PR negative, HER2 positive. These are the various indications of chemotherapy. The various regimens: CAF regimen, CEF regimen, CMF regimen, TAC or AC regimen. CAF means cyclophosphamide, adriamycin, also called doxorubicin, with 5-fluorouracil, the most preferable regimen nowadays. CEF, cyclophosphamide, epirubicin and 5-fluorouracil. CMF is cyclophosphamide, methotrexate, 5-fluorouracil. TAC or AC means taxanes included in this group. Taxane is docetaxel or paclitaxel with adriamycin combination. Along with that, cyclophosphamide, either TAC or AC. Others are, suppose for HER2 new positive patients, we will give AC followed by, that is adriamycin, cyclophosphamide with paclitaxel plus trastuzumab in HER2 new positive patients, or docetaxels with trastuzumab with CEF regimen. Okay, remember just CAF is most preferable. Along with that, taxanes can also be used. Taxanes are most preferable in case of locally advanced breast cancer and metastatic carcinoma. So we will give 1-day dose of all the 3 drugs of the regimen as a standard at 3 weekly cycles, that is 21-day cycle for 6 cycles, like CAF regimen in stage 3. Whereas dosages: cyclophosphamide 600 mg per meter square IV, methotrexate 40 mg per meter square, 5-fluorouracil 600 mg per meter square, doxorubicin 60 mg per meter square, paclitaxel 175 mg per meter square. Various complications of chemotherapy. The first most common complication is bone marrow suppression, alopecia, gastrointestinal side effects, cardiotoxicity. Regarding adriamycin, one of the main side effects is the cardiac toxicity. So monitoring of with hematocrit, renal functional test, liver functional test compulsory. The cytoprotective agents like granulocyte, monocyte, colony stimulating factors, GCSF can be given in order to reduce the severity and duration of neutropenia, but it is a costly procedure. Regarding the hormonal therapy in the breast cancer, the various principles. When you will use the hormonal therapy in patients with ER positive in all age groups, relatively safe and it is very much easier to administer. Also gives prophylactically against the carcinoma of the opposite breast. This is important. So ER positive patients we will give, and it also gives prophylaxis to prevent spreading to the opposite breast. The various drugs under hormonal therapy are tamoxifen, anti-estrogenic effect, letrozole. This tamoxifen prefer in the premenopausal, letrozole preferable in the postmenopausal women, which is an aromatase inhibitor. Medroxyprogesterone is a progesterone. Aminoglutamide is aromatase inhibitor. So, already I discussed about this. The dosage of tamoxifen 20 mg OD for 5 years. 2.5 mg OD for 5 years for letrozole. Progesterone is 400 mg. This aminoglutamide is 250 mg QID. Various adverse side effects regarding the tamoxifen: weight gain, nausea, hot flushes, vaginal bleeding, bony pain, amenorrhea. Regarding letrozole, various side effects are vaginal dryness, vaginal bleeding, this is most important, vaginal bleeding and cardiovascular problems. Under progesterone, nausea, flushing and vaginal bleeding. Aminoglutamide, rash, dizziness, lethargic, Cushing phases. These are the hormonal therapy, tamoxifen and letrozole, remember. Regarding small notes on Herceptin, also called trastuzumab. It is a monoclonal antibody, usually blocks HER2 new receptors, thereby preventing the growth of cancer cells. It is a growth factor receptor inhibitor, CRBB2. It is a newer biological agent, useful only in 2 new positive patients, which is a bad prognostic factor. Given as IV, loading dose is 4 mg per kg. For maintenance, 2 mg per kg for 1 year. The main side effect is the cardiac problems. In breast cancer, what is the cause of the death? This is because due to secondaries in the lung, secondaries in the spine, secondaries in the brain, cancer, cachexia. Because of all these regions, various causes of death. So, small notes on carcinoma of male breast, seen in less than 1% of cases of breast cancers. Mean age is 65 years. Commonly associated with BRCA2 gene mutation. This is important. Mainly associated with BRCA2 gene mutation. The various risk factors for causing the male breast cancer is radiation, previous chest radiation, like you will see in the case of Hodgkin's. During the childhood, the radiation will be given. If there is any such history, it is one of the risk factors for causing the carcinoma of the breast. And excess estrogens, cirrhosis, Klinefelter syndrome, liver schistosomiasis, family history, testicular disease, infertility, and obesity. These are the various risk factors. Male breast cancer, commonly it is infiltrating ductal carcinoma, constitutes 90%, 10% of DCIS, but lobular carcinoma is not seen in male breast because absence of breast lobules. The various clinical features: unilateral hard breast lump, often eccentric with nipple retraction and discharge, skin dimpling, and axillary lymphadenopathy. The various differential diagnosis for carcinoma of the male breast: gynecomastia, breast abscess, sarcoma, any secondaries. But remember, the presentation, it's a spread behavior are same as that of female breast carcinoma. Similarly, the investigations and treatment also same as that of female breast carcinoma. So, modified radical mastectomy with radiotherapy to breast area and axilla is the main modality of treatment, since the pectoralis major is involved earlier. Tamoxifen is very useful in carcinoma of the male breast. It has a very poor prognosis compared to the female carcinoma of the breast. So it is associated with BRCA2 gene mutation. Regarding small rods on breast reconstruction. By definition, it is called the usage of plastic surgery techniques for complex breast conservative surgery cases to achieve immediate reshaping of the breast at the time of tumor excision. Immediately, we will reconstruct the breast for stage 1 and stage 2. Less distress, better body image and satisfaction, no scar and fibrous tissue, breast reshaping is easier. Better aesthetic result, less cost. Delayed reconstruction, you'll do in delayed reconstruction, after wound healing and adjuvant therapy, we will reconstruct. Post radiotherapy changes have stabilized. Once the radiotherapy changes gets stabilized, then we can reconstruct the breast. Overall, lesser complications compared to the immediate reconstruction, but poor cosmetic result with increased cost. The various factors deciding the reconstruction are amount of skin retained after the surgery, any history earlier, radiotherapy. Regarding the stage of the carcinoma, this is important. Depending on the stage of the carcinoma, we will decide further whether to reconstruct or not. Type of the flap that is used. The various methods of reconstruction. Insertion of breast implants or expanders, where you will do this type of procedures in healthy, non-irradiated overlying skin. That is the minimum requirement to place the implants or expanders. One more method, flap with implant or expanders or flap reconstruction or oncoplastic techniques. This, what method we have to choose depending upon the stage of the breast cancer, we will decide. Small notes on flap reconstruction. We can use pedicled flap. The most commonly used flap is tram flap. Transverse rectus abdominis muscle flap. We can also use free flap, that is free tram flap. Muscle preserving perforator abdominal flap. Superior gluteal flap based on superior gluteal vessels. Rubens flap using soft tissue pad over the iliac crest based on deep circumflex iliac vessels. Latissimus dorsi flap based on thoracodorsal artery. So, free tram flap, pedicle tram flap, superior gluteal flap based on superior gluteal vessels, Rubens flap based on deep circumflex iliac vessels, latissimus dorsi flap based on thoracodorsal artery. See, this is transverse rectus abdominis myocutaneous flap. This procedure, free tram flap. This is free flap. So derives from deep inferior epigastric, deriving from the deep epigastric artery. So this free flap anastomosis with internal mammary artery. under latissimus dorsi myocutaneous flap based on thoracodorsal artery innervated by thoracodorsal nerve. Oncoplastic breast surgery. So oncoplastic techniques is a better aesthetic reconstruction procedure after breast conservative surgery, but with oncological safety. Includes local tissue rearrangement, loco-regional flaps, reduction mammoplasty and mastopexy techniques leads into high patient satisfaction. So various mastopexy techniques were there, useful in large breast with significant tosses, and oncoplastic reduction mammoplasty done bilaterally used in large breast. What are the various advantages regarding the oncoplastic breast surgeries? Avoids delayed deformity, avoids need for delayed cosmetic surgery, allows larger excision, lesser margin positivity, lesser reoperation rate. Various complications, glandular necrosis, fat necrosis. First most common is the seroma or hematoma formation with skin necrosis, nipple necrosis, decreasing the nipple sensations and delayed wound healing. Okay, after breast reconstruction, nipple areolar region can also be reconstructed through various procedures. Thank you. Any doubts? Stage 1, sorry, the early breast cancer, stage 1 and 2 are included. Locally advanced breast cancer, 3A, 3B, 3C are included. Stage 4, obviously, metastatic carcinoma of the breast. So in the early breast cancer, first preferable surgery is breast conservative surgery or modified radical mastectomy, followed by radiotherapy with chemotherapy and hormonal therapy. Locally advanced breast cancer, first we will give neoadjuvant chemotherapy at least 2 to 3 cycles to downstage the disease, then go for procedure either MRM or BCS, followed by rest of the 3 cycles or 4 cycles, followed by radiotherapy and hormonal therapy. Radiotherapy also in high risk patients we will give. Okay. In HER2 new positive patients, we will add the trastuzumab, which is also called Herceptin. And in stage 4, that is metastatic carcinoma of the breast, it's a palliative. With this, I concluded the carcinoma of the breast topic. Any doubts? Compared to what? That's why one student is asking question, is modified radical mastectomy cosmetically better? Question mark. Compared to what? Are you asking compared to breast conservative surgery or something else? Cosmetically better compared to radical mastectomy. Obviously, cosmetically means, see, the structures that we are preserving in modified radical mastectomy, in both the cases we will remove the breast, but the various structures that we are preserving in modified radical mastectomy, axillary vein, Bell's nerve, and then latissimus dorsi nerve. Okay, compared to the radical mastectomy, the structures that we will preserve. So we are preventing complications compared to the radical in MRM. Followed, cosmetically better means after MRM we can do the oncoplastic surgeries. Various complications that we can prevent compared to radical mastectomy by preserving various structures as discussed before. See, in MRM, we prefer only to remove level 1 and level 2 group of lymph nodes. In radical mastectomy, we will remove all the en bloc, we will remove all the 3 levels, which leads to the lymphedema of the arm. Next, any other questions? Complications are less compared to radical mastectomy in modified radical mastectomy. That is why we are calling it as modified. Any other questions? Okay, we will end the session. Thank you, students.